Travel back in time with a trip inside the Iowa's News Now vault.
Pasadena. So, Pat Clark, what's the word from California tonight?
I'll tell you what, Dave, if you are a diehard Hawk fan and really want to follow Hayden Fry and his boys in Pasadena, you've dialed the right station, folks. Tonight we begin a week of live reports from the Rose Bowl right now. Let's bounce off the satellite to California, where Pete is live with us right now. Peter, how's the weather out there, buddy?
Well, let me tell you this, Pat. I am not coming back home, okay? That's how great the weather is here. I don't know why anybody would want to live in the Midwest when you got temperatures out here in the 70s, low 80s, just baby blue skies. That's what greeted the Hawkeyes today as they held their first workout this morning at Mount San Antonio College in Walnut, California. A great, Hayden Fry called it a great workout facility. Following the workout this morning, the Hawks met with the press for the first and only time prior to next Wednesday's Rose Bowl. The Iowa players walked ever so slowly from the practice field here at Mount San Antonio College. Their first California practice was obviously a test of their conditioning.
It was a rough one. They made sure we got used to the weather out here, and I think we're pretty well used to it after running around in that hot bubble and stuff. It's pretty fun.
Yep. Pretty good workout in the sunshine today?
Very good, yeah. For the first day on the grass, we were stumbling, falling down a little bit, but we've got a lot of good running in, good recognition on UCLA offense, defense. I think overall it was a very good workout.
The name players were flocked over by the press. Chuck Long, Ronnie Harmon, and Larry Station were grilled over and over again by the media. One of the hottest questions, that from the California press concerning Iowa's all-business, no-play preparations for the Rose Bowl.
Well, I think it's a good approach because, you know, we've had experience of going out to bowl games 2 weeks early. We went out to Rose Bowl 2 weeks early. We went out to Gator Bowl a couple years ago 2 weeks early, and we lost both games. And the games we did, we came out a week early, we won. So I think Coach Fry is going with the good luck.
The warm weather will definitely help some of the Iowa wounded. Guards Tom Humphreys and Kelly O'Brien, plus wide receiver Robert Smith, are all expected to be healthy for Wednesday's clash.
One of the things that's really helped is being able to practice on grass. That's what my most concern was, to get out here the way it feels now and not injure it again back in practice, and I didn't, so I feel real good.
You'll be good for a game time?
Oh, definitely. I definitely feel like I will, and I'm just ready to do what I did just before I got hurt. Just be a deep threat, and hopefully I can contribute in the Rose Bowl.
That was about a 45-minute session with the Hawkeyes, and the Hawkeyes are very positive. They're keeping a low-key attitude, that business-like attitude out here. UCLA had its press day, its picture day here at the Rose Bowl this morning. They were all decked out in their dress uniform. They looked great. And the Bruins and Coach Terry Donahue, it's a loose bunch out here getting ready for this Rose Bowl. In talking with Coach Donahue this morning, he told me that his greatest fear is getting blown out by the Hawkeyes. He thinks the Hawkeyes are an awesome power. They have a great pass and rush offense, and he just fears that the Hawks could blow them out, that this could be the Big Ten's year and Iowa's year to win out here. Right now here at the Pasadena at the Rose Bowl, they're getting ready to paint the rose on the field, and the painting operation will go on for the next several days as they put the rose on the center of the field. Reporting live from Pasadena, California, Pete Cipher with the Hawkeye Rose Bowl Network.
Okay, Peter, thank you very much. He looks like he's having just a miserable time out there, doesn't he? Pete's going to be with us through the Rose Bowl. He'll be here live right now. Peter, why don't you tell us a little bit more about it? You talked with Terry Donahue today, and he said no on David Norrie, right?
That's right, Pat. David Norrie is a no-go to start for the Bruins on Wednesday. There is a chance he could play. That is sort of a wait-and-see situation on that thing. And that is the big story out of the Rose Bowl situation here today. UCLA's #1 quarterback, David Norrie, the Pac-10's pass efficiency leader this past season, will not start against the Iowa Hawkeyes on Wednesday. Norrie's injured right leg has not improved, and that prompted UCLA coach Terry Donahue to make a change.
Well, David is not going to be able to start in the game. He's got a severely pulled thigh muscle, and unfortunately for us and for David, he just isn't prepared physically or well enough to play in the game. So we're going to start Matt Stevens, our second-string quarterback, and go with that.
Donahue says he couldn't pick a better replacement than Stevens. The junior signal caller started one game for the Bruins against Tennessee. However, Stevens taking over the controls does raise several questions.
The problem doesn't become one of leadership. It becomes one of execution, and it becomes one of all of a sudden taking a 65% thrower and putting in your second string quarterback and not knowing what his percentages are going to be, and not knowing whether or not he's going to be able to respond to this pressure in this kind of a game.
Coach Donahue just announced this morning that Norrie will not start, that he'll go with Matt Stevens. How does that affect your game plan?
Well, fortunately, we've had one workout where we tried to emphasize the personality traits of Matt Stevens as opposed to Dave Norrie, and frankly, there's not a lot of difference. I don't anticipate UCLA to change their offensive game plan, but there's a few differences, and we've had one practice. We've got one practice remaining, so we'll be all right.
On the other side of the coin, the change in quarterbacks could be a rallying force for the blue and gold.
If we can get some things going, and if Matt can generate some offense, then I think the entire team will be inspired, and I think it'll help us. But it isn't like playing with your first-string quarterback. I mean, this is not the way you plan to have your Rose Bowl game go.
And things are much rosier for the Hawkeyes. Hayden said his squad is just chomping at the bit to play, and he said they would have loved to teed it up today and gotten after it. The field behind us is just in great shape. They're just putting the final touches on the rows out at center field. They've finished the line markings, and it's just the field. The grass is in super shape, and it looks to be an ideal game and situation for Wednesday's afternoon kickoff. Reporting live from Pasadena, Pete Seifer on the Hawkeye Rose Bowl Network.
Okay, Peter, thank you very much. Again, live right now. Pete, I know that in the past couple days you've been able to go to workouts for both Iowa and UCLA. Tell me a little bit about it. They aren't exactly alike, are they?
Pat, it's just like night and day for the two camps out here. UCLA has taken a laid-back Southern California approach, while Iowa's practice site is like a military installation.
You gotta push it. You gotta make it hurt. Make it hurt. Make it hurt. Push yourself. Pick yourself up.
While the UCLA players went through drills, they were under a double microscope. Coaches carefully eyed their prized pupils, and so too did bleachers full of Bruins fans. The UCLA faithful were allowed to view the practice session right along with the media. It was all a part of the casual and sometimes even lighthearted approach UCLA has taken towards the Rose Bowl. In contrast, here at Mount San Antonio College in Walnut, the Iowa workout facility is tightly locked up. No one can get into practice, and no one can walk along here and even look into practice.
The coach doesn't want anybody up here at the roadside.
Lingering, looking over to practice?
Right. Yeah. So you'd have to go down there.
At the main gate, security officer Jenny Hansen said only a select few were allowed to view the Iowa practices. Pretty tight security around here.
A very tight security. That's the way Coach Fry wants it.
Does that surprise you at all?
No. I think that tight security can make it pleasant for the players, you know.
Now, you said Dick Enberg of NBC Sports had a few choice words.
Oh, he just said we had a very tight security. He'd rather try to get into Fort Knox.
What's some of the responses? A lot of people have been coming up and trying to get through?
Oh, yes. Flying hands. And, well, you know, I have this, or I have to get a message to someone, and I say, sorry.
And the California press has had a good time with the so-called Iowa boot camp. Many of the press says they've never seen anything like it. And, Pat, no cold snap out here, no snow flurries. Today it was in the 70s and all sunshine out here. It was just beautiful. However, I didn't have a chance to work on my tan. I'm sorry, I was too busy working on stories. Reporting live from Pasadena, Pete Seifer on the Hawkeye Rose Bowl Network.
Well, I'm getting kind of sick of hearing about the weather out there, aren't you?
And he joins us live now. Pete, have Iowans turned L.A. into a sea of black and gold yet?
Barry, they really have. Last night it was the All-Iowa Party at the Century Plaza in West Hollywood. It was sponsored by the Iowa Alumni Association. You know, 4 years ago when the Hawkeyes were out here, the Alumni Association expected about 5,000 for this same party, and about 15,000 fans turned out. So last night the Iowa Alumni Association was ready for the All-Iowa Party, and our network feature reporter Rick Swalwell has the story.
If the Rose Bowl is the granddaddy of all bowl games, then last night's All-Iowa Party is the granddaddy of pregame bashes. And right now, some 20,000 Iowa fans join me in the granddaddy of day after the night before. It was a pep rally to end all pep rallies. The scene, the Century Plaza Hotel. And on this night, it was Hawkeye territory. Jam-packed into every square inch of the main ballroom were 6,800 Hawk fanatics. The fire marshal wouldn't let any more than that in. Another 10 to 15,000 fans were outside enjoying the cool California night, waiting for their chance to enter the Hall of Hawkeye Fanatics. This Hawk fan had a message for any UCLA backers in the area.
Spirit, yes we do! We got spirit, how about you? I doubt it!
And of course, there were partygoers who hoped to be game goers come New Year's Day.
You're willing to pay? Regular price. Which is? 35. A lot of people want 100. I had a guy just offer 2 for 150 apiece.
This man's sign says, 39 grad needs 2 tickets. May be my last chance. And the outfits. Oh, the outfits. Black and gold could be seen everywhere. Hawk shirts, Hawk pants, Hawk coats, Hawk hats, Hawk noses, you name it, it could be found here. In 1982, when legions of Hawk fans descended on the Century Plaza, the management wasn't ready for 15 to 20,000 Hawks. They quickly ran out of beer and spirits, but this year, that wasn't a problem. Hawk fans were prancing on stage, dancing in the crowd, and some even took time out to rest up for the big game tomorrow. I'll give you 3 guesses as to what the Alumni Association has in store for tonight. That's right, a New Year's Eve party. From Pasadena, Rick Swalwell reporting for the Hawkeye Rose Bowl Network.
As for the Iowa football team, today it was a day of rest. Practicing is all over. And coming back into sports, we'll talk about what the Hawks did and Hayden and the captains when we come back. Reporting live from Pasadena, Pete Cipher on the Hawkeye Rose Bowl Network. Okay.